All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to our Facebook Live. We're super excited about this morning. Eva and I were talking earlier in the week, and we thought, man, this would be a great way to kind of get the word out. We're really super excited about Eva's journey. And before we get to that, I just wanted to say, hey, thanks for joining us here on Facebook Live. We are kind of using a new system, and so we're super excited to kind of launch that too. And so we're gonna kill two birds with one stone. Give us some practice at using our new system, and then on top of that, have Eva share her amazing story with you. So again, super excited about that. And so we might as well get right into it. So Eva, hey, I'm gonna bring you on and introduce you a little bit. Eva is a client of ours, a good friend of ours, and this journey started a few months back as she got connected to my wife, Denise, and I'll have her share a little bit about that process and have her share her story. So let's get right into it. Eva, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Well, hey, what's exciting about this is I'm over in Sacramento in El Dorado Hills, California. And where are you right now?
I am currently sitting in Las Vegas, Nevada for my son's birthday.
Okay. So we've gone to Las Wages this morning. And
Yeah.
Eva says that, hey, she's won so much money that she can't wait to come home and spend it. So, hey, Eva, thank you so much for volunteering to really kind of launch this Facebook Live this morning. And, it's been just a joy watching you kind of, materialize into something truly amazing. And I wanted for you to just kind of share a little bit about, kind of what was going on before you started this health journey. And, sometimes there's events that go on and things that are happening. And finally we go, man, we got to do something. And maybe kind of share for people that are watching our Facebook Live this morning a little bit about kind of where you were before you decided to make a change.
Oh boy. Okay. So I had actually connected with, I think actually you first, but you don't probably remember that. And then Denise kind of reached out to me, and I didn't really know Denise at all. And she reached out to me at a point where I was searching for something, and I have tried it all. I had gained quite a bit of weight, and I had tried Whole30 and keto and Weight Watchers and exercise and doing my own thing. And Denise reached out to me. She said, "Hey, I see you're liking my comments, and I'd like to introduce you to what I'm doing." And I was like, "No, I'm going to do my own thing." And I ghosted her a few times. I made appointments to call, and I didn't answer my call. I was like, I don't want to talk to this lady. I don't want to know what she's trying to offer me. And then back in May, I had a little incident on my anniversary where I ended up having some chest pain and just some health issues. And I wasn't feeling good, but I didn't want to go to the hospital because it was my anniversary. You don't go to the hospital on your anniversary. So I actually called my doctor the next day, and she's like, you have to go into the emergency room right now and get that checked out because I have a family history of heart issues. And so I went to the hospital. Long story short, I had not had a heart attack, but my blood pressure was like 190 over 140. And they were like, you cannot go home.
Right.
So I was there for several hours doing tests and EKG and all of that. It was really scary. And I went home and I thought about it. And I think like 3 days later, I called Denise and said, hey, I want to do what you're talking about. I just want to do it. I don't care what it is. I just want to do it. And I had reached a point where I was just, nothing that I am trying is working for me. So I kind of hopped on, and I started back in the end of June, the very last couple of days of June 28th, I think. And it's been a roller coaster. I mean, I've lost so much weight and I feel so great. I can't believe what a difference, like, I think, what is that, 17 weeks, something like that, has made in my life. It's just been phenomenal.
Well, and I think sometimes it's a little scary. I remember, back in 2007 when I made that decision as well. I knew that I needed to do something. It was no surprise, but I didn't know what. And there were so many things out there, that people were trying and people were recommending. And then on top of that, I spent 35 years in the restaurant business, so I really love food. And so I found it really challenging. And I think, the decision to get started is a little scary. And I think, when you reached out to Denise and then set up an appointment and then, didn't respond, that was just saying, hey, this is scary. I'm not sure what this is about. I'm not sure what's going to happen. And then all of a sudden you get started and next thing you know, you find hope. I want you to kind of share a little bit about, what you, obviously, weight loss has been a part of this. And hey, we got Mary out here saying, you are so amazing, Eva. Way to go. Huh? Right. So we got some people out here on Facebook making some really great comments. But I'd love for you to kind of share a little bit about, getting started in the plan and not really the details and the nuts and bolts, but to really kind of talk about, in the first 2 to 3, 4 weeks of the program, what kind of happened for you and what really made it, where you said, hey, man, I got to keep going. I got to keep doing this.
Yeah. So actually, I was just talking to my husband a little bit about this morning. So when I started, I kind of had that, we'll see if this works. I don't know. I'll give it a shot. I'll try. And I got started, and when I get started on something, I'm usually pretty committed. And after the first week, I think I lost, I can't remember right now. It might've been 8 pounds. And I thought, wow, this is great, but that's probably just water weight because, who loses 8 pounds? And then I went on vacation, and I want to talk a little bit about that because I was really nervous about starting this plan and then going on vacation. I think it might've been the second or third week, maybe the third week of being on plan. And I was terrified because vacations had always been all about food for me.
Right.
And I went on this vacation and I stuck to this plan. And yes, I ate at a restaurant for, a couple of times, but I stuck to this plan. I didn't waver. And I came back and I lost 6 pounds on vacation.
On vacation, you lost 6 pounds?
On vacation. And I thought, how in the world did that happen? And so I think from that point on, I was a believer in this because I realized that it was so easy. It was just it wasn't like other plans where I had to constantly be counting things or figuring out anything. And so it worked for me. It clicked and it gave me hope, and I believed I could do it. And it's been that way every week. And I'm past the amazed part of it anymore. And I'm still kind of amazed when I look back, but now it's just all about hope. So I used to, when I started this, I had a goal weight in mind, and it was, and I remember Denise was like, oh, okay, sure. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Well, and now I'm within 27 pounds, I think, of what my original goal weight was. Right. And I told Denise the other day, oh no, that's not my goal weight anymore. I want to go further because I know I can, because I now have that belief that it's possible. And I didn't really feel that way before. It was when I started, it was kind of like, okay, well, we'll just see where this goes. And now I know I'm going to finish. So
right. Yeah.
That's what you were looking for, but
no, that's exactly what I was looking for, Eva, because I think, a lot of times when people make that decision and they get started in the plan, they're still not quite sure, if it's going to work, and I think what I've really enjoyed about this process is it's not about dieting. It's about learning how to make the decisions every day to stay focused on creating a healthy lifestyle. I think we've all known that diets don't work. 85% of people that go on a diet gain their weight back and then some, and then struggle again. And so when we think about this diet mentality versus a lifestyle mentality, that doesn't happen overnight. We still walk through the door that says, hey, we need to lose weight. And we're going to go on this so-called diet. Hey, Denise is making a comment in here. So this is Coach Denise. Denise has been working with Eva. Denise is my lovely wife. And she says, man, you're killing it. And I especially love all of the non-scale victories. And I think that's been, a big part of this is having something beyond the scale that motivates you and gets you excited. And, it's just been phenomenal. Hey, I'm going to unveil for those of our people that are watching and listening this morning, we're going to unveil kind of where you currently are. So this is the end of it. We actually should have a drum roll sound effect, but you know what? I guess we'll just do the cheering thing instead. So I love this. So this is a picture that I think you put on your Facebook timeline, and I
Yeah.
snagged it. And so, kind of give people some perspective. When the pictures were taken and what the progress was, because I think the picture on the right, is that your before picture that you took right before you started
That
the plan?
that is the day that I started the plan. Yeah, that's that picture.
Yep. So the day
And
you started on the plan on the right, and when was the picture on the left taken?
so the picture on the left was taken 2 weeks ago. I actually have I think there's another one on my Facebook for people that want to go look. There is one
Okay,
more on there that is
great.
a week earlier. But yeah, that's about, yeah, that's where I
Right.
started.
All
I have some
right.
pictures that look even worse than that, but I can no longer wear that shirt. It's too big. I tried to wear it to do a before and after, and it looked ridiculous. So I was like, no, I'm not going to wear this anymore.
Now look at that. So did you hear that? She can't wear that shirt anymore. Yeah, I had one of my
And
clients said that their pants fell off to their ankles, and they were really embarrassed, and it's because they hadn't bought new pants. So now it's the time to step up your game.
well, and a funny story about the current picture is that shirt that I'm wearing, I actually bought that maybe 2 years ago, and it was it fit, but it didn't fit like that. And then I accidentally washed it and dried it in the dryer, which apparently you're not supposed to do with that shirt
Uh
because it
oh.
shrunk. And so
Right.
then I couldn't wear it. So I think I wore that shirt one time after I bought it, and then I shrunk it, and it was already kind of tight. So then I really couldn't wear it. And so the fact that it fit after being shrunk was, and those pants, I think I wore those once and never wore them again. And then I was able to put them on. I was quite shocked by that.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, I love that, the non-scale victories that Denise was talking about. We often, when we think about it from a diet perspective, think about what the number on the scale shows.
yeah.
But you know what? It really has nothing to do. The scale follows the habits that we create, and you've created some amazing habits, and I'm going to have you get into that in a little bit. But just so people can kind of know, I don't know if you mentioned this or not, I wasn't paying attention. How much weight have you lost so far on the plan? I think you said, what, about 17 weeks? And,
I have lost. Go ahead. Sorry.
and then I want you to share the milestone that happened last week where you got to a number you hadn't seen in a while.
Okay. So I have currently lost, as of yesterday, because I don't have a scale here in Vegas, 48.5 pounds in
Woo!
that
Hey,
amount of
we
time.
need some more applause for that. Yeah, come on, yay! Right? Yeah, that's just awesome. That's just, I mean, we're gonna celebrate that. That's like so cool. So, and
Yeah.
then
And then,
I know last week you had, in talking with Denise, you had mentioned that you had kind of reached a number on the scale you hadn't seen for a while. So maybe talk a little bit about what that meant for you.
so yeah, so that milestone, I mean, it's not my goal, and I try not to focus on the scale, but when I stepped on the scale that day and saw that one in front of the number on the scale, that was huge because I don't think I've seen a one in front of the scale in it probably 10 years. I tried to go back through my medical records and see when the last time I had a one in front, and I couldn't find them. So it's been at least
Wow.
probably 10 years since I've seen that one. And that it just, there's that line where you give up. So I think once I saw a two on the scale, I just kind of gave up. And
Right.
I was like, oh, well, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And I'm just going to, maybe I'll just stay it this way. But I just kept slowly gaining every time. So to see that one in front of the scale, even though the scale isn't my main motivator right now, I really wanted to cry because I hadn't seen that number in so long. I didn't think it was possible to get
Right.
back to that number again. So,
And I think a lot of us, I remember as I was going through my journey, that all of a sudden the scale started showing numbers that I hadn't seen for a while. And then after a while, even I think this has probably been the case for you, is that all of a sudden you reach a point where you go, I feel better. I have more
yeah.
energy. I can't believe that it was this simple and what took me so long. Did you kind of experience some of that?
Oh, absolutely. I remember, I think it was probably about the third week, I started realizing that I thought that I just could never sleep good again. Like that's just how it was going to be for the rest of my life. I mean, I've tried, meditations, sleep, melatonin, which gives me nightmares, everything to try to sleep. And I just thought that's how it's going to be. I'm just never going to
Right.
sleep. And I remember waking up one morning and thinking, I don't remember sleeping. Like I slept so good that it was like when you're a kid and you have those long sleeps and you wake up feeling great. I just couldn't believe how, and I'm still sleeping that good. I mean, I go to bed and I wake up when the alarm goes off, unless my cat wakes me up in the middle of the night. But like last night, we're here and there are no animals. And I said, I better set an alarm because, nothing's here to wake me up. And had I not set that alarm, I think I would have I felt so good sleeping. I don't
Right.
wake up with pain. One of my problems used to be that my hips would hurt because I'm a side sleeper. And so I would sleep and I would wake up and I couldn't get comfortable because my hips would be constantly hurting. And one day it dawned on me, probably about maybe a month into the program, that I wasn't having any more hip pain. And I hadn't even thought about it just because it hadn't occurred to me that was going to be a benefit. And so I realized that I don't have any more hip pain. I don't have any more shoulder pain. My ankle that had been bothering me for 3 years had stopped hurting. So
Right.
it was just those things that just really contributed to my belief in this, that it just really is an amazing thing. It's
Yeah,
a gift.
it is absolutely a gift, and I think, when we think about it, for every pound we lose, that's 4 pounds of pressure that is relieved from the joints and tendons and whatever else. So, at 50 pounds, that's 200 pounds of pressure that's been relieved. And of course, obviously, if we relieve that pressure, we're going to start feeling better and be more active and things like that. And, it's just been phenomenal to watch you melt away. And, you've been living your life out loud on social media. And I mean, you've been just, rocking it out there, showing people what it looks like. Because I think that's the other part, is that a lot of people, they see a before and after story and they go, oh yeah, that's photoshopped, and that's, made up, and I don't know that person, and that's just some advertisement. They're trying to get me to buy something. And maybe to give some advice for people that are watching you and your journey. If you were to speak to somebody right now that, is struggling with maybe some health issues, maybe struggling with weight, not knowing what to do, maybe they're looking at the beginning of the year as a way of getting started on something and they don't know what that is. Maybe speak to them as if you were kind of speaking to yourself back then, and saying, hey, you know what, this is going to be okay. I'd love to kind of hear your perspective so that you could share with people, what this might look like for them too.
Well, if I could talk to myself a year ago, I would say, don't wait. What are you waiting for?
Right.
Because honestly, I don't have regrets, but I would say don't wait. There's no reason to wait. You shouldn't put your health on hold. Nobody really knows what tomorrow is going to hold.
Right.
And I mean, January 1st is great. I know people make New Year's resolutions, but there really isn't a reason to wait until January 1st. Um, I was scared to reach out to Denise and find out about this. I was scared that there was going to be some kind of big sales pressure, that there was going to be some kind of, oh, this is like Amway, or this is like a trick, or this is a bait and switch or something like that.
Right.
And it wasn't. And don't be scared to at least find out what could be possible, because I am so grateful that I finally broke through my fear and
Right.
and reached out and listened and took a chance, because you cannot really put a I don't know how to say this. You can't put a cost on your health. I mean, you can't put a value on it because you can't get it back. Once it's gone, it's so hard to get your health back. And it's so important to life is for living. And, you can't, I'm going to start crying in a minute. You just can't put a value on it or a price tag, because you just can't buy that. You just can't. So, I mean, you're gonna eat and buy things anyways. It may as well be something. Ooh, I didn't mean to cry on Facebook Live.
Uh,
But yeah, that's what I would say. Don't wait.
no way. Yeah, you know what? I totally get that. I started my journey in late August of 2007. So I went September, October, November, and by December 1st, I had lost 85 pounds. So, and kind of the same thing for you, Eva. You've kind of lost your way here towards the end of summer, going into fall, and you've set a new goal.
Yeah.
And that new goal is to be the healthiest version of yourself. And I think that's really what we'd like the message to be today is that, it's not about the scale. It's really about the life that you get a chance to create. And I know you absolutely look fabulous. It's been fun to watch you just kind of melt away before our very eyes. But even more than that, it's the person that I see you becoming in this process. And I think a lot of us, kind of suppress the inner self, and then all of a sudden, when we begin to feel more confident, we get to live the life that we were meant to live. And I think I've often referred to, being a spectator in life or a participant. And so many times I was a spectator for a long time, watching everybody else live the life that I wanted to live. And finally, a decision was made, and I decided to just, make it a priority. And I think that's really, what we're talking about is making you a priority. And so Eva, I want to just kind of, as we begin to kind of wrap up a little bit, say, hey, we've got, I don't know, 8 or 9 people out on Facebook Live that are watching this live, and we're going to have a whole bunch watching this and recording. And I wanted to just say congratulations on your journey so far. I have no doubt that you'll be able to reach your goal. The plan that we're talking about, for those of you that are wanting a few details, like what is it? What's the secret? It's really not a secret. It's a lifestyle program that really focuses on helping you move your life to where you want to be. So there's lifestyle education. Everyone that gets started on the plan gets a free personal coach, which is going to work hand in hand with you. So Denise worked with Eva. And now, Eva, we're going to talk a little bit about your journey, kind of the next phase in your journey. So that everybody gets a coach, somebody to kind of be their cheerleader and to work with them and to just, hold them accountable to their dreams and to really kind of help navigate the system. We have an amazing community of support. We have found Facebook to be such a great way to connect people together. We have about 5,500 people in a private, secret, hard to get in Facebook group, and we share recipes and we encourage each other and we talk about non-scale victories and we celebrate, those milestones that we're reaching and how life is different. It's amazing what people find in our community. In fact, we do a live Zoom call every Saturday morning for our clients, and we interact with each other. And so again, community has been such a big key. And then we have a really simple to follow easy meal plan. You eat every 2 to 3 hours. You drink plenty of water. We focus on going to bed a little early and getting a good night's rest. And we let the body do what it's supposed to do, and that is rejuvenate, recuperate, and really give you the energy you need to get through the day. So it's really super simple. All of the support, all of the coaching, all of those kinds of things for free. The meal plan is super simple to follow. And in most cases, the meal plan will probably be less than what most people spend already on unhealthy choices. So we find that many people, like I did, saved money when I started the plan. And so anyway, the best part of this plan is that that when you get started on a plan, you're going to have all of our community, all of us loving on you, just like what we're doing with Eva. And Eva, there's a guy that just made a comment that I just threw up there. His name is Darren Canaday, and he says, I love your new mindset. And I know he's there in the room with you, kind of watching you and he's like the director behind the scenes for Eva. But Darren's your loving husband, and maybe kind of share a little bit about how, I know your photos of when you got married was kind of a catalyst to get back to them. Maybe kind of just share kind of what this has done for both you and Darren.
Oh boy. So
come on, Darren. I know I can hear you in the background.
So, you get married and you kind of take on each other's habits. And Darren took on some of my habits we were just talking about how before I started this program, and this may not be what you were thinking, what I was going to say, but I mean, it was not uncommon for me to take a bag of barbecue Lay's potato chips to bed. And so that food, I don't know if I want to call it an addiction, but using food, that has gone away. And so now we don't take anything else into the bed with us. I think that's been really important for our marriage, that
Right.
food is not there as a barrier between us. I mean, I didn't even realize that until maybe this morning when we were talking about how um, now I can keep up with him. I mean, we can do things and I don't get tired. I'm not complaining that my feet hurt or that I want to go home or I can't finish out the day. So I think it's been really good for us. And Darren is actually doing the 3-and-3 program, which this
Excellent.
is not Darren's interview, but
Right.
Darren is doing a part of this program, and he is diabetic. And since he started kind of following what I'm doing, because he gets to eat the food that I cook,
Right.
um, he has he's had some incredible results,
Sure.
and I'm really proud of him too for, he's my cheerleader and he's been so supportive. And, um, you know, it's kind of funny. We were talking about Vegas and how he's like, so are you going to, we're in Vegas. Aren't you going to like indulge a little bit? And I'm like, I have one day that, we've planned something kind of super special and
Right.
I'm going to taste the food, and that's all I'm going to do.
Right.
And I'm okay with that because
Sure.
it's about your choices. It isn't about, I'm not, I'm not viewing it as cheating. I'm viewing it as I'm making a choice for myself.
Right.
And that way we can have a longer marriage because we got married later in life. So,
Right.
we don't get to have the 50, unless I live to be 100, which would be great, but I'm not Betty White. So I don't know if I could live to be 100. So,
Yeah. So, I always, love hearing the stories, not only what it's doing for you, but what it's doing for kind of the whole family and those around you. Because as you get healthy, other people are reaching out saying, Eva, what's your secret? What are you doing? I remember that, in my own case, everybody was wanting to know what I was doing. And, I know here, not all that long ago, you decided to reach out and help somebody else that you care about. And now you're coming alongside someone else as a coach. And I know, a lot of times people think, well, why would I ever want to coach? I'm not at my goal and I'm not perfect and all of that. But, the best thing that I can share with people is, coaches are never perfect. And if you hold somebody up to that level of perfection, you're going to be sorely disappointed. But it is really fun to come alongside someone and to share this journey. And so I would love for you to kind of just share a little bit about kind of what really motivated you to pay it forward and why reaching out and coaching others has been part of your journey.
yeah. So, I think I started coaching before I started coaching because I was not a coach and I was posting all kinds of things everywhere because this is a gift and I wanted to share it. I believe that it really is a gift. And for me to just keep it to myself isn't right.
Right.
And being a coach has, I think, been really instrumental in keeping me focused on
Right.
what it is that I'm hoping to accomplish because I know that people are watching me,
Right.
and I'm not perfect, all you people out there, but I really truly care about people,
Right.
and I really truly believe that this program is something that will work for everybody. It's if you get into it and invest your time and really embrace the entire program, there is no way that you cannot be transformed. Because I can feel it happening to myself. And I would never in a million years before have jumped on a Facebook Live. That just would not have been something that I would have done. And I'm actually okay with it because I know that what we're talking about is important.
Yep.
And there are so many people that I think are stuck or scared or afraid to hope that there's something that can make a difference in their life. We as just a society are so unhealthy. And I think people don't realize how unhealthy they are until they're not. And because I know I didn't realize how bad I actually felt until I felt good because we're just so used to feeling that way. We just have resigned ourselves to, I'm just going to, I'm just going to feel this way and that's just how it is. And I just have to live with that. And I'll just take pills and I'll just, I'll take sleep medicine and I'll do whatever I have to do to get through the day. But we never consider that there's another way, that there's actually a better way, and that you can actually change the course of your life. Because that's what I feel like I've done, is changed where I was headed, because it wasn't a good place.
Right.
So I feel this has been, and being a coach, I just love seeing people, wake up and realize and think about what is possible, because it's hope that we're giving people.
Yeah.
So
You're absolutely right. Coach Darren put in the chat that rowing together we all win, and I think that's what we do as coaches, is come alongside. We get in the boat and we teach people how to row together. If you only got one paddle in a canoe, you're going to go round in circles, right? But if you've got all the oars in and you've got a bunch of oars helping you, and you're all moving in the same direction, we're more than likely going to be able to reach our goal. And I think that's what's so powerful about what you've been able to accomplish, is because you've done everything you can do with the support of Denise, with the support of our program. But beyond that, you're sharing this gift with other people when they're ready. And that's the other part of this, I think, is that, we're never selling and pitching and, things like that. We're really all about sharing, our stories. And if it inspires you and it's something that you'd like more information about, I would just encourage you to reach out to Eva or myself, and we'll do everything we can to help you kind of, learn more about the plan. And if it's a good fit for you, then we'd love to come alongside, get our oars in the canoe, and help you really kind of move your life forward. So Eva, as we wrap up, I just want to say thank you and Coach and Director Darren for kind of really helping this be an amazing Facebook Live. I look forward to watching you and your journey, and it was fun to have you and Darren over to the house the other day, and it's fun. There's so many of us, especially with COVID, that we've kind of retreated. We've kind of come back. We've kind of pulled away, and here we are leaning in and really making such a meaningful difference in other people's lives. And I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of our live today. And any last comment that, somebody's watching us today, I think we have 7 or 8 people still hanging out there with us, that you'd like to just say, hey, it's not as scary as you think, and just some last minute advice.
Don't wait. If you can, I wouldn't wait. And it's fun. I'm having fun again. Like, my life is fun. Right. And it's not, like Denise said, it's not all about the scale. I've had so many, my shoes fit, shoes that I haven't worn in like years. I can wear my shoes again. Just, if you're afraid, I understand that. I totally get fear.
Right.
And it's when you're ready. And I'm here to talk to, and there's no pressure.
Yeah.
It's just because I don't want people that aren't ready. You have to be ready.
Oh, so. Absolutely. And you weren't ready. Remember, you ghosted Denise a couple of times. And just one last story on that. We have a good friend of ours who got started on the plan. She's done phenomenal as well. And in fact, I'm going to try to get her on an interview as well. Karen, she followed Denise for 10 years. 10 years. Kind of peeking in and trying to figure out what Denise was doing, and then reached out to Denise. And most recently, she went on a trip, and she had her suitcase weighed 43 pounds. And that represented the amount of weight that she had lost to that point. It was kind of a really great analogy. And I think that's really what we get a chance to do, is to, maybe some of us have been waiting 5, 10, 15, 20 years to get healthy. And all of a sudden we're realizing that we either need to do something now or we're going to struggle a little bit. And this has been simple. It's easy. It's fun. You got tons of support. And you know what? If Russ and Eva can do it, so can you. If you decide that you'd like to learn more about our plan and really schedule a complete health assessment to find out where you're at, to see if what we do might be a good fit for you, please reach out to Eva and myself, and we'll make sure that you get connected. And Eva, hey, again, thank you so much for being a part of our maiden voyage on Facebook Live using this great technology. It's been fun behind the scenes, pressing a few buttons and getting the chat up there and all that. That's kind of neat. And so I just want to say thank you for being a part of this. We love you. You're doing phenomenal. Now you're going to make me cry. But again, thank you so much for being a part of it. And you guys have fun in Vegas. Be good. And I just love the habits that you're starting to create. So again, thanks for being a part of our call.
Thanks, Russ. Have a great day.
All right, everyone. You guys go out and have a great day wherever you are in the country and the world. Let's remember that it's never a great day to start a diet, but today is a great day to create the habits of health in your life. Goodbye, everyone.